Okay, so I made it back home. I didn't vlog last night. Luckily, I made it back home. I'm super tired. I've been up. Gosh, I've been up since yesterday at 9:43. I woke up and it's now 10:32 in the morning the next day. So I've been up over 25 hours or going on 25 hours. I went to run my $1,000 Amazon load. Today is the 8th. I was up there on time at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's December 8th. It was $1,034 for 172 miles. I made a short about it. Everything was fine. Typical Amazon stuff. Had to wait on a door. Blah, blah, blah. Got in, got out on time. Everything's good. I get to the end of the road that leads to the fulfillment center, and I'm in the turn lane behind a semi to turn left to then turn right to get on the interstate. As I'm sitting in the turn lane, I notice out of the corner of my eye a car sliding, and I immediately hit the brakes. I'm like, oh shoot. And then I braced for impact, son. It went BAM! Slammed into the side of my truck in the driver's side front fender. Look at that. I mean, this was underneath this, and I opened the hood to get it under or over top of it, so the lights still work. It's just cracked. And I mean, the bumper's just destroyed, and it rubs on my tire, so I can't really be driving it a ton. I just got it back home after I delivered the load. Broke my tire there. Cut open the side of my tire, except it's not leaking air. I don't hear anything, so there's a cut in the side. Destroyed my wheel. Gotta get a new wheel. Horrible. Let's talk about what happened. So, you know about the girl. She had said, and this is her statement as to why, she did what she did. I was pretty much parked. I barely moved 2 millimeters. And she slid into me and hit me. Okay, now it was icy. It was snowing. And when I went up there, it was just snow and the roads were good. Now, when I left, there was no salt. There was no trucks that went through. It was pure ice. That salt or that snow stuck. And from where all those trucks were coming in and out of there, and on that road, turned straight ice. It was straight ice, man. It was so slick and cold, and just I slid once I got on the interstate, and I had to go 15 miles an hour for it took me 3 hours longer to get to where I needed to go. Basically, she had been driving for an hour, and she was an hour late for work, and all this nonsense, and all this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking, I would rather be late for work than now total my car because I wanted to cut the last corner and endanger somebody else's life. There's a cop that was leaving from doing stopping traffic to let workers go to Amazon, and I guess his shift ended. He didn't have his reporter machine he didn't have his printer with him to print off a police report, and he said he'll call me in about 3 hours or so. He's going to call me and probably email me the report. I'm sure he probably seen it. So, but he wrote down her information, I wrote down mine, and I'm going to tell him when he calls me, what happened. I mean, it wasn't my fault. I was sitting still, So she then, before they moved stuff, he tried to pull it out of the road, obviously get it out of the way, so much traffic. I'm like, hey, you care if I get a picture? He's like, can you get a picture over there in the light? I'm like, I can get a picture right here, before you move the scene. So I started taking pictures, got all my pictures, all my evidence. He blew whatever, he's ready to go home. I don't care. I'm covering my butt. Cover your butt. I don't care if they're wearing a badge, who they are. You cover your hind end. Okay? He moved it, and then he blocked traffic. I backed up, pulled into the little gas station there, the little truck stop gas station. It's basically a gas station. Pull up behind her. She's on her phone, I guess, with her mom or somebody. Well, I'm not calling anybody. I mean, I'm a grown freaking adult. She was a younger girl, probably about the same age as me, actually. A little bit younger, maybe. I got out my insurance, got out my registration. I had all my license, had all my stuff. He come over there, got her information, got my information, and she moved it over to, it was totaled. She moved it over to a parking spot and basically walked to work. I tried to take my bumper off so I could go complete the load. And then I noticed I turned my wheel and it was, rubbing when I turned hard right. So I just dealt with it because I didn't have all my tools with me. It's been a heck of a night, man. After I got done with the route, okay, route's done. I drive back to my mechanic, limping back. I basically worked my hind end off for that $1,000 load. Anytime it's giving snow, unless it's very light, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. Ain't driving no snow unless I got chains on. Even then, it wouldn't have helped, actually. I'm not driving snow. People are stupid, especially up towards Ohio. I don't know where you guys learned to drive. I saw like 3 or 4 or 5 semi-trucks jackknifed going down the highway, like cars in the grass, wrecks everywhere, and I'm just sitting there like, why would you go faster than 5 to 15 miles per hour? Like, I got over 15 and I immediately started like sliding back and forth, and I was like, okay, let off the gas. Don't hit the brake. You hit the brake on ice, guys, if you don't know. Whenever you hit that brake and your wheel stops turning, you're sliding. Just like that. Let off the gas. Leave room in front of you. Don't be riding somebody's butt while, it's freaking black ice and sheets of ice. I want to show you how much it's going to cost me to repair this if it wasn't her fault. And it is her fault, and I will make sure that her insurance pays for this. Check this out. $11,000. And this isn't even like all of it. As I left here and I was driving back home, the truck shut off on me twice because now there's a short somewhere that I'm going to have him find or me find, and it causes the truck to freaking shut off because it says there's no oil pressure, but there's oil pressure. And the oil gauge is showing good. I'm in operation. It's the worst possible thing that could happen. This is like business ending stuff right here. If I had just wrecked and it wasn't nobody else's fault, this is career, like this is truck business. This is it for somebody. I'm gonna fight real hard and make her pay for this, and I'm freaking selling out. That's how it is. As soon as I actually had a buyer. I had 4 buyers, serious buyers that were gonna buy it, and of course I took it out. And guess what happened? That's just how the cookie crumbles, I guess. All right. I'm gonna go in the house and grab a bite to eat and go to sleep maybe a couple hours or something before he calls me. Might just stay up all day because now I've got to find a way to make some money. Because of bills. Peace out. Subscribe and be on the lookout for more videos. This is like I'm pissed, but what can I do? You know what I mean? There was nothing I could have done. If I pulled up, she hits me in the door and probably hurts me. If I pull up as fast as I can, I'm probably sitting there sliding anyway, so there's no moving. But let's say I get up and she gets past this, okay, she hits my air system, and then I'm out brakes, and she messes up my box. Well, there goes, there's another box. You know how much those are right now. It's absolutely awful. But I'm going to go. See you guys later.